Hi, I'm so proud of all of you for making the final cut of EA's artistic competition. You 10 were chosen by a cross-section team here in Orlando studio over hundreds of other talented young people who contributed some of the most extraordinary work I've ever seen. However, your work showed not only talent but also the unique kind of creativity we've been seeking. Since all of you hold either a GED or a high school diploma, I'm sure that the good folks at EA have already made you aware of our company's financial responsibility. But let's review just in case. EA is prepared to offer you free room and board, complete college costs, and incidental monies. In return, EA is expecting that you do limited work hours in coordination with our Orlando team. This apprentice program was realized so you could experience what we do here and how we do it. Plans are already in the works for EA's expanding into another new location, but unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to discuss the where or when with you. What I can tell you is that we will be seriously looking at our college apprentices first when searching for new employees. Should you decide to join us, other employees at this location will guide you through all the details. However, right now, my job is to give you an idea of what it took for me to hitch up with this incredible company. I've always been a storyteller. As a youngster, I created paper puppets and produced shows for my family. Here at EA, I continue to occasionally work in the storyboard unit. At other times, my stories abound using different types of medium. Gather around. I invite you to accompany me on my past journey. Once upon a time, there lived a frustrated fellow named Winston who was passionate about his artistic abilities. Unfortunately, after a time, and because they had no outlets, those very passions began to fade. To make a living for himself, the poor fellow began working at an Orlando theme park. It was during those years that Winston had begun losing sight of who he really was. You see, he had no purpose in life, and until he developed a purpose, life was not going to give him a handout. Yet on one of Winston's darkest days, a sliver of light began to emerge and grow. He woke one morning with a well-defined purpose statement. It was to communicate with society by expressing himself through many artistic pathways, while also trying to provide mankind with a positive release from the trials of daily life. It was as if a veil had been lifted from his sight. Winston was so excited that he could see so clearly. He began talking to friends involved in the arts. That's when a freelance artist, Joshua Jordan, spoke these wise words. Figure out what you are passionate about, then create a path to do it. Don't let anything get in your way. Always move forward. Winston knew his passion, but had not yet figured out his path. He decided to look into local colleges and found Valencia to be the best for him. In 2020, he earned his associate's degree in science with a major in AS graphic and interactive design. Even though he worked at the theme park, it only took him 3 years to accomplish the key that would open the many doors in the future. Valencia enabled him to produce a path to concretely express his artistic ideas to the community. Once he began working in the artistic field at Valencia, he could understand how that pathway would eventually provide a release for the many. Although Winston's days were no longer dreary, he had become very busy. While at Valencia, he had begun creating a traditional portfolio and a demo reel, both of which highlighted his best work in both areas. He began checking out the various websites that specialized in job openings and attended the annual Gamers Developers Conference to network and interview for jobs. He read magazines that reflected the computer and game industry. During his last coursework at Valencia, he began researching internships offered by various companies in New York, California, and Florida. That's when EA in Florida offered him an internship called Graphic Designers. Since his college degree only cost a little more than $5,000 and was paid in full by Pell Grants and his parents, he was financially able to accept EA's internship. After completing the internship, EA picked him up as a full-time employee. That was probably one of the happiest days of his life because now he could do all of what he had been mere dreams in the past. To date, Winston usually works a fulfilling 40-hour week where he addresses situations and provides people with a way to experience something different from their everyday norm. His position also allowed him to value the use of imagination and creativity in his works. He found that his creativity sustains his his life and is a central factor in understanding his purpose, which was exposed to him through a sliver of light. His communication became a service to others while allowing him to use his imagination and creativity daily. He continued to be a storyteller using the many forms of available software along with his background in digital interface design and experience using Adobe Photoshop and or Adobe Illustrator. In addition, he used his strong artistic typographic and layout skills developing design solutions while following their creativity in art design. He had become a multimedia artist and administrator who worked normal 40-hour weeks among the all-nighters and extended weekends, the result of demanding deadlines, with his job mainly focusing on the interaction and experiences of the game player. He had to be able to navigate games, menus, icons, and displays easily. He also developed common interface programmatics, including the creation of broadcast-style overlays for use in game presentation and functionality. In addition, he played a role in conceptualizing, designing, and creating individual assets or graphics for the interface. He hoped his part in the result of a project would create a satisfying and fun-filled outlet for folks. No longer viewing himself in a dark place, he had been reborn in a sliver of light, and he drew his own happily ever after. The end. Oh, by the way, if you do plan to accept the competition prize, be sure to look up Valencia's new student experience course. It is an easy way to learn the ins and outs of college life that Valencia has to offer. Those of you who want to withdraw from the program, please use the door on my left to exit. Those who are ready to experience an unbelievable education in the media arts with Valencia and EA's joint venture, take the door on the right. Be prepared to be amazed. Hope to see you all around here in the future. Bye for now.